I've always been able to express myself through the arts. It gives me the nourishment that my family couldn't give me. As much as I put in, I'd get as much back. A symbiotic relationship of sorts. But I had a very different childhood to most people. It was parasitic, and I was the one being damaged. From being an infant, I was abused in the worst way by a male family member, and my mom was abusive due to alcoholism and drug addiction. No one looked after me. I never really went to school. Instead, I hid in the loft with books and pulled up the ladder so that my mom couldn't get me. Or I'd go into the fields or the woods and be comforted by nature. I befriended hedgehogs, mice, and more. All animals need love. I suppose we were both animals that were frightened and thus connected. However, this was not ideal, and soon after I was taken into a foster home. Children would come and go as if on a conveyor belt. It felt very clinical. I wanted to feel loved and sought to live with my grandparents, but religious beliefs dominated this relationship and it oppressed anything positive. When I finally started school properly, I felt left behind and didn't fit in. I escaped by putting my time into music and all the subjects that I felt passionate about, and eventually it all paid off. My granddad became very ill. Before he died, I became his full-time carer and had to stop school. I looked after him how I should have been looked after when I was a child. Days ran into each other. They felt like years with no sleep. At this point, I didn't know how relationships functioned. All I ever knew was punishment, deprivation. I met a boy whom I found security in, but I was naive, and again, I was in another volatile situation. He sowed in me a seed I did not ask for. I knew I'd never see it bloom, but this was a stolen exchange so that I could blossom. Not long after, my mom passed away. No one helped me financially or emotionally, and my body just gave up. I became paralyzed down one side, a physical display of an exhausted mentality. I had to fight with my body to move again. I had to sing and play the piano. I was desperate to get away. I managed to attend a summer school at RCS, and they recognized something good in me. When authoritative figures in your life are destructive, they dictate where you go and what you are doing in life. I felt coming to RCS has helped me to get out of that negative current. As soon as I got here, I felt reborn. When you're facing the sun and it's warm, you get energy from it. You can move towards it, over new horizons, even when there are shadows behind you. Shadows will always be there, but you have to move away from them, never look back at them. I think I perform with deep empathy, and I portray the characters well. I can really delve into emotion when I sing. Every feeling I've ever felt in these songs, I can draw upon from my past. I've developed confidence in myself. I hadn't had anyone tell me I was good enough before, but the environment here is one of love, like having a parent, and I've learned to express myself more. If I put myself too far out there, I'm taught how to rein it in. The criticism is constructive rather than damaging. RCS is home now, and I'm learning to be who I was always supposed to be. I've had this journey, and instead of taking the wrong path, which can sometimes seem easier, I persevere down the harder yet right path. My journey may have taken some challenging hikes, but I'm stronger now. I'm here, and I'm over the moon. I'm supported and nurtured and free. I have the freedom to fly. I'm out of the cage. I've migrated.